Over the last several years in the entertainment industry, whether it's TV, movies, video games, streaming, comic books, you name it, it's clear that they're okay with alienating their fan base, with pushing away their audience, so they can prioritize virtue signaling, identity politics, and controlling the narrative. That's what they'd rather do than just tell entertaining stories. And it is obvious at this point that the fan base, that the audience that is out there is hungry for something that doesn't do that simply wants to entertain them, that simply wants to tell them a great story and not focus on all that other bullshit. And as a result, over the summer, we have seen some massive hits that have demonstrated exactly that, starting with Top Gun Maverick, which recently passed yet another box office milestone. Top Gun Maverick, this thing's still going after 2 months in the box office, like 13, 14 weeks, something like that. Still making a bunch of money each and every weekend. Top Gun Maverick passes Avengers and Last Jedi, joins domestic box office all-time top 10. This is a movie that has now grossed nearly $1.3 billion worldwide. A sequel that nobody really asked for 36 years later, that captivated the entire world and the entire country, simply because they didn't try to preach anything to you. It was just there to entertain you and say, hey, do you want to be entertained for 2 hours? Come and watch this movie, please. We want you, regardless of what you believe, to come and be entertained by this movie. And it worked. Same thing with something I've also been talking about, The Terminal List. The Terminal List, which was loved by so many audiences, with Chris Pratt adapting Jack Carr's novel, The Terminal List, to put it on Amazon Prime. And what did they do? They didn't try to go one side or the other, or bash one side, or make it political, or make it full of identity politics. They just wanted to entertain people, and they've done exactly that, to the point where I think a lot of people may be surprised to know that a month into the release of The Terminal List, it's still #1. It's still #1 on that platform, and that's ahead of something like The Boys, right? Something like The Boys, which far and away, The Boys had a bigger excitement factor going into it. It had seasons 1, 2, and this was the 3rd season. They led up to the finale. Everybody was ready to watch The Boys. Yet it's at #2, despite the finale coming out after The Terminal List all came out. The Terminal List is still on top. That should be a massive indication that fans are hungry for things that aren't preaching to them, that aren't making you feel bad or trying to make you feel bad for thinking on one side of the political aisle. And regardless of what you think about The Boys, I think The Boys is a good series. I really do. I think it's a good show. But unfortunately, you can't get away from the fact that if you lean to the right, if you lean conservative, the people that make this show absolutely fucking despise you. And people want to say, oh, they take shots at both sides. I mean, I guess if you're talking about to the left, they take aim with a BB gun, and to the right, they use a nuclear warhead. That's how they're taking shots at both sides. And it is clear, they've said it many, many times, that they despise you if you are conservative. That's part of what this show is all about. If you don't believe me, just read interviews from the showrunners and the people that are behind the adaptation of this series on Amazon. But despite all of that, you can see the audiences love Top Gun Maverick. The audiences have loved The Terminal List, and it's paying off in terms of ratings when it comes to The Terminal List. Even though it wasn't something as highly promoted or highly touted as The Boys Season 3, yet it's still beating The Boys Season 3. And we know what the deal is with Top Gun Maverick. It continues to make money day after day after day. In fact, we go to these box office numbers. Let's go to the daily chart. When we look at the daily chart, let's go back to the previous day here. Let's go back to the previous day. Thor: Love and Thunder, less than $3 million on this Tuesday, continues to sink lower and lower and lower. It's almost being caught by The Minions, which has been out for a far longer time. Look at Top Gun Maverick, still at $1.5 million. Isn't it going to be crazy if 2 weeks from now, Top Gun Maverick is making more each and every day than Thor: Love and Thunder does, even though it was so recently promoted, even though it was so recently released? That looks like that's probably what's going to happen because, again, people are starving for this type of entertainment. Top Gun Maverick gave it to us. The Terminal List gave it to us. And it's a clear indication to Hollywood and the entertainment industry that fans are tired of the same old bullshit. I don't think they're going to learn, but all the writing is on the wall. This is what fans want. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much.
Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. I'll talk to you guys later.